It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast show. So good to have you with us, starting off a brand new year. And of course, we all know the strategy of setting resolutions for the new year so you can, work towards that new you. But if you're in a relationship, it may be worth sitting down and setting some relationship resolutions so that you can transform into a new us, so to speak. Yeah?
How is the best way to do that? That's why today we're asking, should you and your partner set relationship resolutions? How do you truly define what is more a relationship goal and an individual goal? And our relationship expert is Dr. Eve. She's in the building to help us discuss this hot topic, and our lines will be open the whole time on 021-430-9881 with your questions or comments.
Yeah, of course, engage with us. Thank you very much for joining us. Dr. Eve, Happy New Year. Guys, Dr. Eve is back in the house. It's great to have you here with us. So, resolutions for the relationship.
Yes.
Is that a common thing? Do people do that?
I wish they would, Kat.
You wish they would? I mean, what are people saying on your poll?
So let's have a look here. I said, tell me what your relationship resolutions are, and it was...
The options you had?
Make more time together,
Okay.
support each other's individual goals, or have a sexier relationship.
And what do most people want?
A sexier
They want a sexier
The people want
relationship.
sexy times.
sexier relationship, and I just find it really interesting. I thought, can I throw that in, because this is a family show, but this is what also it's indicating people want to talk about a lot more, is how to have more connection, more intimacy, and we're going to be talking a lot about that in 2019, so gear yourselves, family.
Okay. Now, I know that, setting resolutions for the longest time, for me at least, has been such an individual thing where you map out what your goals are for the year and how to achieve them. Should it be left as an individual thing, or are you bringing out this poll because you think absolutely not and you're convicted with that?
No, so I really believe that it needs to be two individual things. You need to have individual goals. So whether it's like, okay, let's talk Fitbit and let's talk about finances, that's kind of what people commonly talk about, but how much do you really talk about us as a couple? To be able to have a good relationship, you need to have two, and Kat, we talk about this all the time, two healthy individual people. And the purpose of a relationship is to have two people who are supporting and supported by this thing called relationship, right? So you have to have each other, help each other with their goals. And my big thing is, I don't know how many people really individually talk and say, what are your dreams? What are your goals? As an individual. So we've got to have these individual goals, and we've got to have a couple goal, the couple dream. What are the things that we are aspiring to for the year? But you can't have a couple goal unless you've got two individuals who are happy,
strong and healthy.
and happy in themselves.
Yeah.
And so it's really important that people look at each other and say, what are the things that you really want for the year?
Yeah.
Well, I really want to get another degree, or I really want to kind of run a marathon, or I really want to have a child, or I really want to invest more time at home or into cooking, whatever it is. How can I support you with that? Because if the person is happy, the relationship is going to benefit.
You were saying earlier on that you wish that
Yes.
more people would start to do this. What do you see as the possible advantages of having a couple that set resolutions for their relationship?
So let's take it a step in a different direction. Rather, why is it that couples avoid that conversation, Kat? Because if you think about it, when I ask people, what are the things that you value most in your life, it'll be my relationship. When you ask people, what is it that you most want in your life? It's to have a relationship. And I think a lot of our viewers would also say, this is the year that I'm going to have a relationship, because there's still a stigma around being single, or also because we want to have connection and intimacy and companionship. And I think a lot of individual people have said, I want a relationship for this year. So it's important that we actually have an individual conversation around, this is an important aspect of my life, but we don't invest in it. We don't invest in it, and especially if you're in a relationship, just think this is going to just trundle along without sitting down and saying, what do we want that will enhance us and our relationship? How can we make our relationship tighter?
I can't think of a better time to have this conversation than now, where everyone is really reflecting on the year that was and looking at what this year is supposed to look like in all fronts of their relationship. So should you and your partner set relationship resolutions? That's the question. How do you truly define what is more a relationship goal and an individual goal? Our lines are open, 021-430-9881 with your questions or comments.
Yeah, we'll have more of Dr. Eve right after these.
Only you can make my day.
Hey, you know what? Maybe that's a good resolution for your relationship. Bri more in 2019. It's a good bonding time. It's a good bonding time. Hey, just a suggestion I'm putting out.
I'm liking that because one of the biggest relationship resolutions is you have to eat together. You have to have that dinner time together. I really wish that all our viewers would commit to that as a
A lot of people don't
relationship
do
resolution.
that. All right, listen, 021-430-9881. That's the number to dial to engage in our conversation with our relationship expert, Dr. Even. We're talking about setting relationship resolutions because you want a new year and a new us.
Yes.
And we have a caller on the line. Our very first caller
Of 2019.
Yes. From Joburg, this is Lebo. Good morning, Lebo. Lebo.
Lebza.
Lebzangwana.
Okay, we'll try get Lebza back on the line. Something is definitely wrong there.
All right.
But-
Yeah, sorry, you guys were having a
So you were
conversation
still telling us
earlier
the
on,
different
yes.
examples
Yes,
of
yes.
resolutions that people could get into or go off on in a
Tara,
relationship.
I want to give some examples because maybe people are feeling a little stuck on what does that really mean with
Yeah.
relationship resolution. The first big one is communication.
Okay.
Please do not bring in the four horsemen, or if they are there, get rid of them, which is criticism, contempt for each other, defensiveness, and then stonewalling, which is you just have shut down. So if you're in that space where you're feeling I'm critical, I'm angry, I'm contemptuous, I'm name-calling, I'm being really defensive in this relationship, really consider getting rid of those.
Okay.
The next thing is listening to each other. Make a commitment, resolve to really be present. And if the person says, I am unhappy, please believe them. Please listen to them. Please take it further. If they say to you, you know what, I'm kind of chatting to somebody on Instagram, listen to that. Be very aware of technology. Make some technological contracts with each other. We live in a digi-technical world.
Yeah.
This is a big, big problem with couples. What do we do with our digital devices? Contract around that. Very, very important.
What would a contract like that include?
Right, so it'll be like, you're not going to put on your device while we are eating dinner, or put off your device when we're in bed, or when we're in a restaurant together. Or I do want to know what you're doing or who you're chatting to,
Yeah.
even though you can have privacy around it. I do want to know what's interesting to you. What are you reading that's interesting? Share with me so I can be part of your digital world as well.
Or you are not to post topless pictures of yourself without me saying yes or no.
I
whatever.
like that.
I mean,
I need to
I
approve
like
your
that.
topless pictures,
Before they go
Tabsy.
off, I mean-
Hashtag slightly controlling, but that's okay. Lebo is on the line from Josie. Hello, Lebo.
Hello.
Oh, so good to have you on the line. You're our first caller for 2019, Lebo. All right.
Thank you.
Talk to us. Talk to us.
Well, my fiance and I actually, we set goals that we're going to get a new car. I'm finishing off my master's.
What?
Well done.
I'm also getting my license this year. Spending more time together. None of this whole, I'm going home, I'm going there, we're spending time together.
Yes.
Getting to know each other more and more.
Yeah. Lebo, if I can ask, so, I mean, this is fiancé, so I'm assuming the relationship has a bit of history. Is the whole setting of relationship resolutions something you've done on the regular, and has it kind of helped you guys grow closer together?
Yeah, we've been for 5 years, dude.
When you say it like that, I love the enthusiasm. 5 years, dude. Resolutions every year. But like you say, it's helped you to grow closer as a couple, so it's been good for you.
Yeah, it has.
Excellent stuff.
Fantastic.
Listen, good luck with all those resolutions you're setting for
Thank
yourself,
you,
and I hope
guys.
that you
Thank
tick
you.
every single one of them off.
And it works
Fiancé.
for them, and it's working for them. But how do you keep each other accountable, Dr. E?
Yeah, I'm going to come to that. I just want to comment on Lebo that she has grown, so she got incredible personal goals, right? MBA, to get a license, and a couple goal, I guess, of getting a car. So they have got this ideal situation where there's individual growth, and
Yes.
then also as a couple, time together. I just want to linger a little on that. How are you spending time together? Because if
Yeah.
you're just Netflixing and chill, you're not really spending time together. Time together has to be really intense, having... Are you guilty? Are you guilty of that
No.
one?
I'm saying you've just put a major crack in a lot of people's relationships
I
out there. They're like,
know.
but we're just Netflixing and
Well, the
chilling
first
with
thing
it."
I thought about time together, I was like, oh, definitely more Netflixing and chilling.
And
But
yeah.
clearly not.
Yeah. So if you're going to be doing that on the couch, then are you really conversing, exchanging ideas or
Yeah.
opinions about what you're really watching?
Yeah.
Are you having external experiences together as well? So to come to your question, in terms of how do we hold each other accountable. If you want to be rigid and you're kind of a little bit anal and you can keep a list of things and tick them off, some people do that and tick it off and say, okay, this is the goal that we want. But I like things to be a little more organic, and also people have to take personal responsibility.
Okay.
What you were saying earlier, Tabi, is that, there's a lot of pressure then on the relationship of, I have to be more affectionate because we have to have the 3 A's.
Yeah.
That has to be your number one thing in your relationship.
Okay,
There is so much we
one of
can
the three
delve
A's.
into.
Yeah, the 3 A's, I don't even know what those are,
Yeah.
but we'll find out after the break. Our lines are open, 0214309881. Give us a call, we'll be right back.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So good to have you with us, man. I'm so excited to be
It
back,
goes
man.
through like different variations of
Yeah.
so good.
But it's always so good.
So good.
It's always so good, though.
It is,
Yeah.
it is.
Relationship Talk with Dr. Eve. 0214309881 is the number to dial if you feel like contributing, asking questions, or commenting. We talked about the 3 A's.
Yes.
One of them is affection.
Yes.
Right?
Thanks
That's
for
what
that.
what do you,
Yes.
what do you mean? Dr. Eve, what are the other 2 A's that are important to have in a relationship?
Acknowledgement
Yes.
Okay.
and attention. Those are the things that people want, and on a daily basis, please, not just like when you feel in the mood.
Yeah.
It's really, relationships thrive
Yeah.
when people feel special to each other, and we feel special by giving each other affection,
Attention.
acknowledgement of, I really was thinking about you, I'm really proud of you, I really liked what you did, and then the attention.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that, compulsive attention, I have to be in your face all the time. But there's a feeling of I am attending to you, you are present, that you're conscious in my world. And you can do that through social media, through online communication during the day, but there has to be that thread of attention, attending to my relationship, not just putting it there and saying, there you are, I got you, and now I can just continue with my own goals.
Yeah.
No, there
Yeah.
has to be an awareness of us as a couple as well.
So when a couple set their relationship resolutions for the year, I mean, it could be
Yeah.
categorized across different areas, career, for example,
Yes.
or fitness, or health, or personality, which is spending more time with family and loved ones. How do we clearly
Yeah.
define that this is something that we both need to be getting into together to be able to communicate effectively and efficiently in a relationship space?
Yeah, so I mean, those things that you've just named, Tabia, those are like what we call the pie. Those are the different facets of the pie, and I think everyone does have to look at that because time is the most difficult thing today that
Yeah.
we're all kind of trying to fit into. How much time are we going to give to family, to friends, to
Yeah.
career, to fitness, and then relationship? So one of the things that I feel like really strongly about is also the child-centricness of how people run their families today, which is like so no, that you put your children first in your relationship. No, you don't want to do that. You want to put yourself as a couple first. Your intimacy first, your sexuality first before you have the kids. I would really want that as a big relationship resolution for families, for couples who do have children alone.
Nice, healthy balance.
Just children must be second and kids.
What do you mean?
You heard.
Yeah, okay, I hear you. I feel you, Dr. Eve. It's all good. We've got a caller on the line. TD calling us from Pretoria. Good morning, TD.
Hello, good morning.
It's so good to have you on the line. Our second caller for 2019 is you, yes. TD, talk to us.
All right. Dr. Eve, how are you?
I'm so good. I'm so happy to be here. How are you, Tidi?
I'm good, and you?
Share with us. Come.
Yes, listen.
Yes.
I've been married for 2 years now.
Yeah.
I've got 2 kids with my husband.
Mm-hmm.
I had the first child when I was very young. My child is about 24 years. The second one is about 3 years. My mother and my mother-in-law, they're neighbors. My husband paid lobola when I had the second child. The child was about a year. And then my mother-in-law doesn't talk to me, doesn't support our relationship. We don't talk to each other, even my family and the family. We don't communicate. So I don't know, can I carry on with this marriage or just divorce because it's been long?
Whoa.
So it's a clearly very...
That's painful.
Yeah, a very, very conflicting
Yeah,
time that
I
she
mean,
finds herself. So maybe if we relate it back to making relationship
Yeah.
resolutions, how could TD possibly suggest to her husband that they have a relationship resolution to better nurture her relationship with her mother-in-law and
Yes.
vice versa? Just, to kind of build the community around them. What's
How
the way
he
to
can
do that?
support her in
Exactly.
doing that.
That's the most important thing here, that I wouldn't even be concerned around the relationship with the mother-in-law as the primary factor. It's how strong is Tsidi's husband supporting her. Because if they have a strong foundation, they can take on the mother-in-law and they can take on the world. And that's the resolution that has to be held over here, that we have to have a strong foundation. And if he's not supporting her, then I can well understand why she's saying, I need to get out of this marriage, because she's not feeling attached enough. The attention isn't there. The acknowledgement isn't there. You have to totally prioritize your partner. That's what a relationship resolution is. And this is a big one.
Absolutely.
It is
This
a
is
huge
a
one.
really, really big one, and this is very uncomfortable for her. But if her husband is not with her, there's no chance that they can ever get through this with the mother-in-law.
It starts with a foundation, which I suppose
Yeah.
begins within the relationship, and therefore
Yeah.
you're able to conquer and tackle any other issues outside of the relationship.
You know what's just so interesting is that when we meet somebody, we have all of these good intentions and we set all of our priorities. Yeah, relationship's going to be the most important thing. We're going to love and care for each other for the rest of our life. I mean, all this nonsense, actually. And then as time goes by, we stop doing that stuff. We stop prioritizing each other, and then we end up like Tsidi in this incredibly painful situation. So, yeah.
All right,
keep
Dr.
connected.
Eve, great advice. Thank you very much to our callers for contributing
Yes.
to our discussion, our topic this morning, our very first one of 2019 in our relationship talk. And we'll be doing it again next week. And as always, thanks, babe. We have another one later.
Ooh, babe, you're still there.
Only you can make my day.
Okay, so let's get back to it. I'm having a tough time just reconciling my thoughts with Tsidi's call just now, because the way that she was kind of speaking about it, her marriage for 2 years now, 2 kids, Lobola's been paid, and then she kind of just dropped the bomb. Should I divorce or not because of the relationship with her and the mother-in-law? And I'm trying to think where she is right now, how to go about it at home. And you were saying, Dr. E, that it's about
Yeah.
ensuring that she has the support of her spouse.
Yeah, does she have the support of her spouse?
Is that how you start that conversation? Listen, I really have a problem dealing with your mother-in-law. It's bothering me, and it's making me contemplate things that are not healthy for the relationship, and I need to know, where do you stand? Do I have your support?
Kat, at this point in their relationship, that poor man is so torn between his mother and his wife. Let's have a little empathy for him. I don't know what he's doing, but there are many people who are in that situation.
So what now?
What now is you've got to kick the mother-in-law out the door, and you've got to focus on your relationship. And if you can't do that, go and get some therapy.
If you are looking to really nurture and fix the relationship between yourself and your mother-in-law, would the appropriate conversation to have with your spouse be, look, last year we've not had a relationship and we're not talking, but this year I really would like to start working on that and get them involved in helping you open that channel of communication with your mother-in-law. How would you do it in a practical, at-home setting where you really do want to keep the relationship with your family-in-law?
I think it would depend on what the cultural way of doing things. So in a more westernized world would be, let's go for family therapy, where the whole family gets together and resolves it in that way. But then in different cultural settings, it may be the family has to actually manage it and has a meeting and says, we've got to sort this out because we have an opportunity, a situation where could all just end, and that would be tragic in terms of the children. Yeah, so let's make that a resolution for 2019, for those of you, and the many who have family involvement and family disrupting your relationship. Put a boundary around you. You are a family. If you are in a significant relationship with somebody and you have kids or you don't have kids, you are a family and you have to keep tight as a family. That is the most important thing, and manage to keep the external family, extended family a little distant. You have to do that. I want to just throw in the cyber infidelity and the infidelity, because that's like such a big thing, because we all live on our devices all the time. One of the resolutions I do want people to make is, please define what infidelity would mean to you. What would it mean if you're online chatting, or if you're liking a Facebook friend, or if you're following somebody on Instagram? Please define that for yourself. What would be hurtful for you? What would you see as, this is cheating on me? It's a really important conversation for the two of you to be having with each other.
Sure.
You don't want to be caught with your pants down and say, I'm not having sex with this person, and so therefore I'm not cheating. This is nothing. This is just a chat. But it may feel like an emotional infidelity for your partner.
the next person.
And that's really, really painful.
Excellent advice once again, Dr. Eve. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
And as I said, we'll do this again next week.
Let's do it again next week.